Finishing up eating some pizza right now. Didn't quite get it choked down before I had to go live. So while there's nobody in here, and if you're watching back on the replay, I apologize about this. Only had one more bite. I'm done. I was starving. Check out this book my wife got. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. I haven't looked at it yet. If you're in here, come in here, or if you're watching, come on the chat so I can see who it is and tell me where you're from if I don't know you and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just kind of how to do water stuff out on the homestead. That should be a good book. Thanks, man. I haven't looked at it yet. She just got it today, like ordered it on Amazon or whatever. But we got creeks out on the land, and I've often thought about trying to capture some of that water, you know, whether it be in pumps or whatever, and store it in a water tower of some sort, because it's very possible for me to do. Just got to throw a pump down there and pump it up the hill and store it in tanks. And you're actually in Arkansas allowed to do that as long as you're not hurting any kind of irrigation or crops or anything like that. If you're not affecting somebody downriver that needed that water or whatever. And the two little creeks that I have on my land don't do any of that stuff. I actually looked it up and wanted to know what the law was on that. So it's definitely an option for us if we wanted to go off grid on our water, would be to pump it up out of the creek, put it in a big, huge storage container of some sort, probably a water tower, and filter it coming out of the water tower and filtering it whenever it comes in the house. So I have thought about doing that. How long do you edit your vids? It looks amazing. Yeah, I edit. Man, it just depends on the vid, man. It does. Totally depends. Like this video is I'm probably going to work on this video like 3 nights. Finish up on Thursday. I'm hoping I get it completely done on Wednesday, but I'm not too sure. If you can see right here, I'm in at 31 minutes right now. And what I'm doing right now is what I just call like the first cut, first editor's cut or whatever. And what I'm doing right now is just lining out the whole storyline of all the stuff I talked about while I was walking around shooting my 1-year anniversary video. Who else in here? Nancy, hey, what's up? Austin, hey, man. Austin, is this Drew's nephew, Austin? Because if you're going to tell me that, I'm going to be like, heck yeah, I remember you, Bubba. How you doing, man? But if it's not, I mean, we'll just go from there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me show you where I'm at and kind of what I'm doing. What's up, Austin, man? Good to see you. I actually am going to put B-roll of y'all's visit into this video. This is my 1-year on YouTube anniversary video that I'm editing right now. And that's coming out on Saturday this week at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure and hit the reminder and, you know, set your alarm and everything so you can come on here and watch it, man. So I was thinking about grabbing some of that old footage of me and Drew and Austin and just putting that in as B-roll. You know what I'm saying? That'd be fun. Nancy, hello. Where are you from? Yeah, everybody kind of drop where you're from and stuff like that. That'd be cool. I'm from Arkansas, so if you didn't already know. What I did right here on the 1-year anniversary video that I'm editing right now, if you see all these clips, this is the very first thing I did whenever I shot it. So I had a a bunch of things written down on my phone that I wanted to talk about, and just to mention throughout the video and stuff like that, reminiscing back over a year's time and different videos that I've made and people that have come to visit, things that we've done and built and stuff like that. Just all kinds of things that have happened in the first year on YouTube. And I also think this is fun for people who are new that haven't actually seen a lot of the old videos or whatever. So at the time of me shooting this video, we had I had 212 videos on YouTube, and so there was too many to talk about every single one, and I'm not going to bore everybody to death with that. Anyways, let me check the comments. But I did have several different things. Texas, what's up? Southeast Washington State. Am I seeing that right, Nancy? That's cool because I spent a lot of time in Washington. Okay, so basically what I did was, here, I'll show you guys. Since y'all part of the tree tribe, I can actually share it with you guys. Let me get my notes. Yeah, I mean, this is what I do. Let me see here. 1 year on YouTube. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it. I basically got 1 year on YouTube notes, and it goes pretty far. There's quite a few notes, but then I jumped over and started a whole nother one called YouTuber Talk, and it's pretty long, and it's also included some on this video. And some of the stuff that I'm going to do on the new channel that's launching March 18th. That's a Saturday also. It's a Saturday after this Saturday. Some of the stuff I'm going to do on that channel, I'm just doing it right here on this channel, and just to kind of warm up to it and practice and everything like that. So part of what I'm doing right now, I won't be doing anymore on Tree Haven. This type of stuff will be on the new channel. So yeah, I'm just kind of practicing and doing some talks and things like that I'm going to be doing on the new channel. Everybody has stuff they want to say, and if you have a platform, you might as well say it. A lot of YouTuber friends that I know, like Real Talk with SLR, Come On Keeping It Real, Ridge Life Ramblings, things like that, like other channels that I know, they have their own Sipping and Spilling with 3 Mississippi, I might have got that wrong. I hope I didn't. But they got little talk things, and some of my buddies have like talk shows that they do once a week, or some people do them twice a week or whatever. And it's just going to be my own little way of doing that, I think, on the other channel. So I don't know if I'll just start a separate talking channel, but the new channel will be all about YouTube, just being a YouTuber in general, tips and tricks about being a YouTuber. It'll be tips and tricks about video making, shooting video, cameras, unboxing videos, how-to videos, technical videos, editing videos, and part of that content will be live editing sessions that I'll do. And that's why I've been doing them here lately, just kind of practicing and seeing how all of it's going to go. I do think I need to get a new computer, because this one does kind of lag whenever I'm doing a live video editing programs. Like the biggest program on my computer uses the most memory at one time, trying to remember all the data from each clip and everything, and play it back in real time. And sometimes whenever I'm going live, it just uses so much memory that it's kind of glitchy. But this is an old computer. It's 2015. So, and I've just absolutely trashed it. I mean, I've just used the heck out of it. I've got 4 or 5 external hard drives hooked up to it, and this one's full. I expanded the memory on this computer and broke into it and hacked it myself, and it's like kind of on its last leg. So I know as soon as I get a new one, which ain't cheap, because I'm going back with a new Mac and a desktop, I'll use this one here in my editing booth as a monitor, and I'll have some kind of like a two monitor setup. I'll have the new Mac and then this one, and they'll work together. And then whenever I'm doing an editing session, I can have StreamYard or YouTube Live on one monitor, and I can be editing on the other one. It'll be a lot better of a setup. All right. What are people asking? Hey, got to talk to Austin for a second. When are you coming back to Arkansas, buddy? Oh yeah, Nancy, thanks. Yeah, the unboxing video. That unboxing video was a great example of the types of videos I'll be having on the new channel. So if you kind of like that style, I know that video I think was only like 3 or 4 minutes long. It wasn't very long at all. So whenever I do a unboxing video like that, or some kind of real small tutorial, um, photography or just camera use or whatever, I'm going to keep them real short. I'm going to keep them real short. Now, this 1 year anniversary video is not short. I'm just letting you guys know right now, Tree Tribe, it ain't going to be a short video. I'm trying to not make it be a short video on purpose, because it's the 1 year anniversary. I'm never going to ever make a video like this ever again. I'm only going to have one chance to make a 1 year anniversary. I'm never going to go back and redo it. And so I'm going to make it long. It is a premiere. I do want people to come on and watch it and enjoy it and have time to chat with one another and talk about the video and help me reminisce and things like that. So it's going to be at least an hour long. I can tell you that right now, if not even longer. But I don't really care. I mean, I'm not putting it out there. Excuse me. I'm not putting it out there for the views and stuff like that, because I mean, I don't hardly ever get any views on my videos. You know what I'm saying? I get some, but that's not what I'm trying to accomplish here. It's a video that we can look back on over the years and just go to the 1 year anniversary video and just kind of get caught up and remember back about things and stuff like that. So what I'm basically working on right now is, if you can see my mouse over here on the left-hand side of Final Cut, these are all my clips right here, and they're all in numerical order. And I'm down here on 9375 right now, which, let's go down here to the end. Okay. And I was doing a talk about, in this video, I didn't really, I was really trying to think of how I was going to do the video. This summer. Already asked Drew. Okay, cool. Hey, Jess, did you say where you're from? Arkansas? Yeah, I live in Arkansas. I sure do. The Canon camera one. Okay, unboxing. Yeah, that was the unboxing one. Yeah, the Canon camera. I think that's the only unboxing one that I've made yet. But I think, or that I've actually produced and uploaded to YouTube. I think I have 2 more unboxing videos that I've shot. I know at least one, because I got a new tripod and I did that. But I think there might even be another one. Oh, yeah, there is another one. So I got 2 more that I'm going to be making. That's going to go on the new channel. And whenever that new channel launches on March 18th, it'll already have videos on it. I don't know how many will be on there, but I'm going to try to have at least like maybe 5 to 10 somewhere in there. But at least 5. And yeah, I'll work hard and heavy on that channel too. So I'll have both channels going at the same time. It'll be a lot of work. Yeah. Thanks, Nancy. I appreciate you watching that premiere, man. I had a lot of fun making that. And I try not to really do premieres very often, because they do kind of take a lot out of me. They're hard for me to edit. And they're also just hard to think about how I'm going to do it. Like, what did I do last time? Okay, I can't do that. I got to change it up. Now I got to think of something new. And this one was no different. I knew I was going to do kind of a reminiscing back, but I didn't want to do just like a cliche reminiscing back. You know, I wanted to try to change it up and stuff. And so I decided that in this video, I wasn't going to just make it be about me and reminiscing back on the videos that I've made and stuff like that. I wanted to include some kind of teaching to show my own value and to give back, which is the whole idea of starting the new channel, is that I could give back to people that are new, that don't know how to do something that maybe I can help them with and all that kind of stuff. And I did want to include some of that into this premiere video because it's going to kill two birds with one stone. It's going to show my value and my willingness to help teach people and to offer tips and things that I've learned along the way. If you're a new YouTuber and you're just now getting started, these tips might help you. And so it's going to demonstrate that in the premiere video, which is going to lead into the new channel. So I wanted to make the video not only about reminiscing, but also about other people. You know what I mean? Because it takes a lot more than just one person to make a channel and have it grow. It takes it like a community and people that can get behind you and people that can celebrate with you and support you and all that kind of stuff. And so I don't take that for granted. And I recognize the moment that I'm in, and I want to give back just like people have given to me. So that's kind of the whole purpose of the new channel, and with other stuff, just things that I want to, other videos that I want to make other than just like the tree hating stuff. You know, that's pretty much just going to stay the homesteading stuff, and the new channel is going to have all the other stuff. Pretty much is how it's going to go down. So anyways, I'm sorry about that, but you know, I kind of have to talk the whole time because like I don't have a guest on or anything like that to tell any of the story. So if it is to be, it's up to me. And like I was saying earlier, all this is what I call the first cut. I don't know. I just make words up and make phrases up because I'm not trained or anything like that. So I just say things that make sense to me. Okay, so all of these little purple right here that you can kind of see, all these little purple dots. Let me blow this up a little bit bigger. Okay, so as I'm making my first cut, what I really did was I went around and did all these different talking parts. Okay, so you see each clip is a new talking part. And whenever I did the new talking part, I also filmed it with camera 2, which was sitting on a tripod, and I would sync the audio to camera 1, which was my normal vlog camera, and to camera 2, which is the static camera on the ground on tripod. And then I would film myself like talking and saying the little thing, and then like while I'm walking by. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm laying out all the the main story of the talking part is all this stuff right here. And then after I get the whole story done, it's probably gonna be about an hour long. I'm gonna go through here and find the matching clips from camera 2, and then I'm going to use those and overlay this timeline to show some of those angles from camera 2. So you won't get the audio from camera 2, but I will sync the audio together so that if you see me walking around kind of like in a little bit of a distance and I'm talking to the camera, it's still going to look like my lips are matching up, if that makes any sense. So that's the next thing that I'll be doing. And while I'm kind of in the middle of all that, I will also be showing B-roll throughout the whole video. So sometimes, like if a talking part's too long, I don't want to just show my face the whole entire time. I'm going to just overlay like B-roll, you know, that way it's not the monotony of just seeing my face repetitively over and over and over and over and over. So whenever like, oh yeah, can you guys hear that video now? Because I did change the audio sound in my settings. So what you got here, let me let me do this clip here to fit so y'all can see it better. Okay, it's just a waterfall, right? So I'm just going to hit play on this and tell me if you guys can hear the water. It's skipping, but you might have been able to hear it for a second. See, my computer, my computer is being a little bit sketchy right now, so I apologize about that. Yeah. Okay. So, oh my God. Yeah, Patrick's Burger is pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. What I've done right here with the purple. All right, those are titles right there. And so whenever I'm making this first cut, this is kind of what this will look like. It'll play. Well, it's not playing very good. But anyway, so I'll just show you with the cursor. It's basically me talking, and then I'm giving a tip or whatever. Say that was kind of the getting down to the end of tip number 2, and I'm wrapping tip number 2 up, and I'm giving 5 tips. Okay, and these are just tips if you're a new YouTuber. Okay, or if you're wanting to start a YouTube channel, or you're not exactly new, but maybe you're revamping your YouTube channel and you just need to get going on it or whatever. So it's kind of like tips like that. So let's say this is the end of tip 2, and then I'll put this generator right here, which if I go over here, these are generators, and basically all that's doing is just filling in a space, a gap, because this is tip number 3 right here. So I don't want to just go straight from tip number 2 immediately into tip number 3. So I'm always going to have some kind of a space. And what am I going to fill the space with? Is I'm going to fill it with like a time lapse, or I'm going to fill it with B-roll or whatever like that. So I'll put this black generator in here just to take up space. It's a 5-second clip. And then I'll lay this basic title on top of it that says time lapse. And what that does is that just reminds me. So when I go back to make the second cut or the second edit, I'll remember, oh yeah, I got to put that in here. And then I'm moving on to the next one. And the next clip has this written over the top of it. It says add cool time lapse or B-roll of nature. Okay. So basically this is just like little reminders to myself, because if I don't do stuff like this, I got a lot of comments on the last premiere I did, and people just messaging me after it was over and stuff like that, of just saying, man, you had like a lot of moving parts there. And I don't know how you did that. You know, you were flip flopping back and forth with this and that, and I don't know how you keep it all together. Well, you guys didn't see me edit it. And this is kind of the beginning of how I would do that. And I just kind of think in my mind that I'm like editing this video like 3 or 4 times. So what's the very first thing I'm going to do is lay out the entire story. Okay. Then what's the second thing I'm going to do? I'm going to go in here and fill in all the gaps, you know, get rid of the titles and add that B-roll. And I got to go screen grab, and I got to go make video of me looking on my phone. And there's all kinds of little things like that I still have to do to help tell the story. And so this is going to be the time on the second, whenever I'm adding in all that B-roll and kind of finalizing the storyline. So the third edit is going to go back in and check that and manipulate my music to, like, I usually always edit to music as I go, but in this video, it's just got a soft undertone of music. You can see it right here. It's just a real soft, you know, song. I've got them blended together here, so it just doesn't even, if you look right here, it doesn't even look like the song ever even ends. I mean, that's just like my little audio trick, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not this song doesn't have any beat drops or anything like that. So you could just extend it out. It just sounds like one big long song. So I'll finalize music, and then I have to go screen record a whole bunch of video, because I'm talking about friends in here and what community means and friends that I've made and stuff like that. So I got to go and grab a whole bunch of video to use as B-roll to overlay during those talking parts where I'm talking about my friend, because if I'm going to talk about it, I'm always going to show it. So I'm going to show the clip of me talking to my friends, or my friends doing something, or we're at a meetup and we're laughing and joking. And it's got this whole big feel good vibe to it, right? So that's like the pretty much like the second and third thing I'm going to do. And a fourth thing would probably just be finalize it. Put the ending on where I do a black generator. I put thanks for watching, stuff like that. And then if I was going to put any bloopers, which I might do a blooper reel or an outtake reel at the end of this video, I'd probably do that at that time. And I would go down. If I ever come across really funny bloopers or just stupid stuff, and I'm like, oh, I got to remember that, I'll grab a piece of paper, and I'll write down the clip number of it, and I'll make a little note beside the clip number that says what that funny thing is, like swing and a miss, or tripped, or fumbled up my words or whatever, stuff like that. Hang on. Austin is coming out. This video will be played this Saturday night. So yeah, March 11th. Okay, so as I'm going through here, second video, I got confused. Yeah, so I got this little right here. I gotta see how long this clip is right here. This is why I do stuff like this, because this clip is 44 seconds. And if you're just going to sit there and look at my face the whole entire time, that gets pretty monotonous. I mean, 44 seconds is a long time to look at my face. You know what I'm saying? So I've got nature B-roll. I've got my self-reliance B-roll right here. And I've got B-roll of another video that I made that I'm talking about in this talking point right here. So I'm going to actually show you a video clip of that video as overlaid B-roll. Okay, this is B-roll. Yeah, this was a note that I made to myself right here. That says B-roll of moving right along to the third video. Show me scrolling on my computer to get the third video, because right over here I said something like moving right along to the next tip. So I'm going to add in a part where I'm scrolling on my computer and trying to get to that part and stuff like that. It's just little ideas. So whenever I'm editing, if I think of an idea and I'm like, okay, this would be good for this part, I just make a basic note or a basic title, but the title is really just my reminder and my note. You know what I'm saying? Daylight savings time. Okay. That's daylight saving time. Doesn't that happen late Saturday night, first thing Sunday morning? Hopefully that won't affect anything on the premiere. All right. So here we go back. If it'll play. Action. Come on. You see what I got to deal with? Yeah, it's not, the audio's cutting out, and it was doing that a little bit before I went live, but it really wasn't doing it bad. But now it's like doing it real bad. Blow that up a little bit more. It's just kind of glitchy. To be honest with you, after I get done doing this live, I'll probably just be done and shut my computer off and then fire it up first thing in the morning and let it get all loaded up and stuff. And then by the time I get off work and get home, I can start editing again. And sometimes it works really fast, but like right now, it's just not. Yeah, so you can see all my different notes. Like here it says scroll Instagram. So right here where I say coming from a photography background, that's gonna cut to like me scrolling on my Instagram because that's where I would put all my photos was on my Instagram. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and edit like I was going to do an editing session, but I mean, we kind of are doing an editing session. I'm just explaining to you guys how I do it, but it is acting kind of glitchy, so we might have to just. That's a lot of cuts already. We uh, we might have to just sit here and talk, all three of us. What do you guys want to talk about? Oh yeah, Nancy, I was talking to you about Washington. My mom lived in Washington for a long time, and so I we always go out there and visit her. You know, once or twice a year, fly out there, and me and my brother would fly out there and visit. And she lived up in the mountains, and she worked at a ski resort, and so it was really fun because we get to come out there and go snowboarding, go skiing and stuff for free, and just stay with my mom, just have a really good time. And the town that she lived in a few different towns, but they're all kind of by each other. She lived mainly in a little town called Packwood, and I'll type that right here. And I just love that town, man. Had a little golf course, and it was right at the base. I messed that up. I did that wrong. Yeah, it's Packwood, Washington, but we kind of lived at the base of the mountain. She'd have to drive up a pass to get to White Pass. That's the name of the ski resort and the pass, and also the PCT trail comes up over the mountains and it goes right through White Pass. And there's a ski resort, and then across the street is a little store. And that's where the PCT through hikers would get their supplies and all that kind of stuff. So it is a really cool little place for her to work. We enjoyed it. And then she lived in Morton, and she lived in another town called Randall. And we went and saw her at all those different places. But I toured around Washington a whole lot, and I love that state. I'd love to go back sometime. All right. Well, guys, it's been fun. Let me check my computer. I said I was going to be on here till 10, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Yep. Okay. I'll I'll sit it out for a little bit longer if anybody else wants to jump in here. And then I went around that same day and I took a whole bunch of B-roll of different things around the property, like logs and rocks and mushrooms and the creek and this plant that's down there. That's beautiful. Look at this plant. This is like in the middle of the woods down by the creek. Holy cow. Like it doesn't belong there. You know what I'm saying? Like someone planted that a long time ago and it comes back every year. But look at this. It's amazing. It's just right on the side of the creek. And then there's another one on the side of the creek that somebody planted. I don't know what kind it is, so see if I can find it. Here's our face tree. I'm gonna put this guy's face on a shirt. You watch. So I'm going to cut that out. Let's see here. Oh, I know why I can't do that. Hang on. I'll show you guys something. So we got this tree down there that we just call face tree because it looks like it has a face on it. And so we started calling it that. I don't know if you guys have ever seen me do that on video or not. But it's this friggin' tree right here. Right there. Boom. Mark that. And I want to cut this out, just like kind of like the tree itself, and put that on a shirt. That sounds stupid. All right. But I'm gonna have to desaturate it, or maybe like put it on a cartoon app or something where it like really like shows the bark and it really looks like eyes and the mouth's all going slanted and everything. But I knew that I could probably make it pop on a photo edit and just kind of make it stand out a little bit, you know. Wow. Whoa. You know, something like that. You know, face tree. It's a weird tree. I ain't even lying. Okay. And there's all kinds of flowers down there blooming, and trees are blooming. Springtime springing. And we got a bunch of stuff we want to plant out there, but we got to get water ran up top first before we can plant anything. That way we can water them, you know what I'm saying? I want to start getting the catchment system, and I'm thinking about doing that on the tiny house, is getting some kind of a water catchment system on the back, and then we can use that barrel of water to water plants that are in and around the tiny house. You know, we're gonna put plants outside, hang them on the porch, things like that, and we could use that. We could use that water, right, to do all that, and I think that'd be awesome. But it's getting really green out there now, man. We went from wintertime to springtime, and it seemed like it just in the blink of an eye, everything's just popping up. Excuse me. Yeah, it is. And we already planted some up there, and of course it got so hot during the summertime. We watered them as much as we could, and we just couldn't do enough, so we lost them. But then we learned a lesson because we're like, you know, we just cannot plant anything until we get running water up here on the ridge, and we just decided we weren't going to do it anymore. And but luckily, I did go talk to the water department today, and it's looking like next week they're going to come out and set our meter. And so it's been a year since I talked to them, and it's been a year of just hardcore going full steam ahead on the land with no running water the whole time. You know, no sewer, no bathroom, no sink, nowhere to wash your hands. I mean, you got to literally go down the creek, or you bring up water, which I've done, and I've got one of those big 350-gallon water containers, you know, and had that going for a while. Really helpful whenever we were mixing concrete and stuff like that. And right now, I just got a bunch of jugs, and I just bring them from the house. And whenever I start running low, I throw a couple jugs in the back of the truck, and I fill them up whenever I get here. And then I, take them out when I get down to Sweet 16, and I have water for doing various odds and end things that I need to do. Mainly, I got a whole bunch out there right now because I got to mix up some more concrete. So that's what I got it for right now. But I just don't see any reason why I shouldn't try real hard to capture water from our own property, whether that be the creek or just water catchment coming off of the roofs or whatever. But even if we didn't drink the creek water, if I just filled up a one of those 1,000-gallon water things and had it sitting up on top of a tower where it was elevated above anything that we were gonna water, um, I mean, I don't see why I couldn't just pump that from the creek and store it in the water container. You know, it seems pretty logical to me. And then at least we're not having to buy water and pay the water department for us to water our plants all day long whenever we got daggum creek running through the middle of the daggum property. So to me, it just don't make no sense. You know, like I said, even if we don't spend the money to filter it, it's just natural, you know, creek water. It's perfect for the plants, um, even animals and stuff like that. You know, it'd be fine for watering the hogs and the goats and the llama and all the other animals we're going to have, you know, chickens and stuff like that. We could use it for all that kind of stuff. So if you think about the amount of water gallons that you would use for watering a whole greenhouse worth of plants, which we're going to have a big greenhouse, watering all the animals, watering the birds, and you know everything we're going to do. Um, that's every single gallon that we do is 1 gallon we don't have to buy. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I think. But so yeah, those are some thoughts, and that's stuff like that. I'll probably talk on the other channel about some too. It's just like doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? Hey, Brian. Hey, Justin. Do you, Brian? Did you want to come on the show, or are you just going to kind of hang? Yeah. Hey, Justin. Thanks for being here, man. Um, we were just talking about water catchment and some ideas that I have out on the land, and I was telling them that I'm trying to think real hard about possibly harvesting water from the creek, pumping it up the hill to some kind of a water tower up on the property that I can use for watering animals and flowers and plants and gardening and greenhouses and watering a dog and watering the cats and you know all that kind of stuff. So I was talking about that. We were kind of talking about this video edit, and I was explaining to them, Brian, if you're here, I don't know if my chat's really working. If you guys are in here, ask a question or say something so I know it's working. And I was basically, you guys that are new on here, just explaining the process of this 1 year anniversary video and the clips that I'm going through. And all these clips right here are talking clips, and this is pretty much the foundation of the story for the video. And I'm in basically, okay, cool. I'm basically on minute 31 right now. Okay. Yeah, no, that's okay. Cool. It's working. And I guess Brian and Justin, um, this is all the main storyline right up here of the whole video and all the different talking points that I wanted to hit because I'm reminiscing about being on YouTube for 1 year and talking about friendships and people that I've met, things that we've done, and things that I've built, and people that have come up to the land and the experiences that I've had and everything. And a whole lot of stuff's happened in 1 year's time. You know what I'm saying? So I just basically walked around the property, had the camera in my face, and said all the stuff. Like I had a whole bunch of notes on my phone and different parts and segments and things like that. And then I do kind of a talk to new YouTubers. If you're new on YouTube, here's 5 tips, you know, that might help you out. I kind of gave some back on doing that. Hoping maybe it might help somebody, but also kind of giving a teaser of some of the videos I'm going to be making on the new channel that's going to be launching a week after this premiere video. And so I'm basically building the whole storyline right now with those clips. And then I've got video that I shot with camera 2, which you can see down here. Okay, so like this is the start of camera 2, and basically what it is I shot like myself talking and doing the stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I just shot it with another camera to give a different perspective. And that's not a good clip to do that on. So after I get the whole storyline done, then I'm going to come in and add the clips over the top of me doing the talk or whatever I'm doing. As you can see right here. So right here, and I'll have to come in here and sync audio since I'm using 2 cameras, and I'll put just a little bit of this stuff in here just to give a different camera perspective. And then I shot a bunch of B-roll down at the creek and all kinds of stuff around the property while I was walking around saying all the stuff and doing things. I'd stop and shoot B-roll. And so that'll get overlaid also, even though there's like a whole lot on this timeline right here of you just seeing my face. Right now, you won't see my face that much in this video. There'll be a lot of like other video clips being seen and B-roll and stuff like that, nature stuff. And it's just stuff around our property, and it's a way for me to get new user or new subscribers and new viewers, just kind of caught up on things that I love around the property and videos that I've like a lot. You know, didn't really talk about a lot of videos that I don't like. You know, I did mention a few videos reminiscing back, and they were just all videos that you know, meant something to me. You know, videos that I made, not caring if I'm going to get views on it or not, but videos that I made that just have some kind of sentimental value or something that we want to look back on later on. So I basically, Brian, if you're in here too on this 1 year anniversary video, I was telling them earlier, I'll basically cut and edit this video probably somewhere around 3 or 4 times. And after I get all these clips laid in, it'll be probably somewhere around an hour long. And then I'm going to go in maybe 50 minutes long, something like that. And then I'll go in and overlay camera 2, and that'll look something like this. So this is just an example. Camera 2 audio will get turned down completely. And if I'm doing a talking point right here on the timeline of just really liking going down to the creek and things like that, I don't know, have any idea what this part is. It doesn't matter. It's just an example. It'll overlay. Yeah, that's not what it's about. It'll just overlay, boom, to like me walking by and going down to the creek, you know. So that's just kind of how I do it. So that'll get done on the second edit. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Jazz.
Hey, you're on, Brian. Go ahead.
Hey, Turkey brother.
What's up, man? Yeah, I had to move away, man. I'm sorry about that, Brian. Every time I think about that, I feel bad because I'm like, man, I wasn't like trying to, you know, like do anything. You know what I'm saying?
You were like disrupting everything.
I promise. But you know, that's kind of how I roll. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. Just a second here.
Do you have any questions, Brian?
No, but I said I'd come in for a while, so I wanted to make sure I did.
All right. I mean, you just now started using Final Cut, and you already don't have any questions, man. You must have figured it out real quick.
No, because I looked at it and I couldn't figure out what these little why don't they have like little explanations on what each little icon is, so you know what to do? Well,
there is a learning curve, and but that's like with any more advanced program. Okay, it's an advanced program, and so I know exactly what you're saying, but I promise you, like as quick as you get it, you're gonna know it, and it's not gonna seem like a big deal anymore. I promise. And so anything you could look at on my screen or pull up your screen, I could just be like, yeah, here, you're going to do this or you're going to do this. There's about 2 or 3 ways to do everything. Go ahead. I'll shut up. Go ahead.
Now, is there a video that explains, that goes through and shows what those icons are and what each one does? instead of trying. Every single tutorial you look at, the person's going, here you go, there, and by the time you're done, your eyes are crossed and you didn't learn anything.
I know what you're saying. Um, I'm sure there is. I'm sure someone has made a video of like the absolute basics of Final Cut Pro that you could. What I would do is pull that up, on the Google or on the YouTube and have that screen open. And then what I do is I open my screen on my Final Cut and then I literally do exactly what they show in that video over here. And then that's how I learn it.
It is.
Hey, what's up, Mama V? How are you? Man, we got some people coming out late tonight, Brian.
Well, that's because I came on.
I know. People weren't coming on here until they saw your face.
They don't even know who I am.
Oh, yeah, they do. You're famous. What are you talking about?
That's a joke. That's a big joke.
So, how much editing have you done? I mean, on Final Cut.
I pulled in a file of video clips and I tried. I got to where I was like shortening clips and cutting stuff out, and then I wanted to know how to fine tune. Like, for one thing, the video that I'm trying to edit is irritating. I was telling you about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did a video on mudding and taping, and I just about bored myself to death trying to look at it.
Yeah.
So it looks like I'm going to be doing a lot of high speed with that part and cutting to the good stuff where I'm putting the window trims up and stuff like that.
Right.
So I thought the mud and taping video would be a full video, but it looks to me like it's going to be more like B-roll.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could, do a voiceover. I mean, I don't ever do. I mean, I guess I kind of do voiceovers, but I don't really do them like you do them. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. Well, yeah, I do.
Okay, let me explain. You do a voiceover, you make your video, and then you sit down at the computer and you watch the video and you speak into a microphone and you record it and then you put it on your video. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right and wrong.
Okay, what am I wrong about?
Because I do voiceovers, but it's very minimal.
No, I'm saying when you do it, that's how you do it, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. When you do it. Okay. So I've never done one like that. Whenever I do them, mine are a little bit different. If I'm telling the story about how I put the roof on the tiny house, okay, I might just walk around and tell the story of how I put the roof on the tiny house and talking to the camera, right? Mm-hmm. And so I tell the same story that I would tell if I was sitting in front of my computer talking on a microphone. So I tell the same story, but I'm walking around and like you're seeing nature and you're seeing, the tiny house in the background and things like that. But then I'll overlay B-roll over the top of that little how did I put the roof on speech, and then I'll add clips of me like putting the metal on the roof, screwing it down, stuff like that. So we ultimately kind of do the same thing. I just do it in a different way.
Well, that's where I am going to have to up the game on it because I could use that mud and taping stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's where.
Yeah,
that's where this is going. I mean, yeah, you could literally go in the room and be like, yeah, whenever I was mudding and taping this wall right here, that's been, like 6 months ago, but I found this footage and I just kind of wanted to share it with y'all. And I'm telling you, it's a real mess, but I got through it. These were some things that I learned from it. And this is blah, blah, blah. And then while you're saying all that stuff, you're overlaying that footage that's how you could turn this thing you don't even want to do into like a positive, more creative way to do it.
Well, many times I'll look at my raw footage and go, man, how am I going to make this into something? And usually, always, I'm proud of the things that I put out, the
Yeah,
videos
of course.
that I put out. And sometimes I amaze myself that I could take this mundane information or video footage and turn it into a story by adding music and speeding it up or
Mm-hmm.
cutting into, I do a little bit of that. I have, just not as much as I could.
Yeah. Well, and that's just how I do it. I mean, it's not right or it's not wrong.
No.
It's just kind of how I do it. So, um, I think it's different, you know what I mean, than just doing traditional voiceover. But voiceovers definitely, I feel like, have their place. You know, I mean, you watch a new documentary on Netflix. I mean, a lot of times there's voiceovers. So, I mean, it's not definitely not uncommon way to do it. You know.
I do voiceover, I don't do voiceover just because like I forgot to say something and I need to put it in the video. I
Right.
kind of intentionally do narration for narration reasons.
Right.
Um, like if I'm telling a story, or I'm trying to think of when the last time I used narration. Well, I use a little tiny bit of narration in every one of my videos to some extent. Um, but I've gotten to the point where I'm explaining as I go what I'm doing
Right.
the video.
Right. So you don't, yeah, when you start doing that, then you don't have to go back and do a different take later, like a voiceover or whatever. If you explain it as you go in your own video, then you just make your cuts to the video to make it make sense.
Yeah. And the downfall to doing some of that stuff is here you would like to add music and you've got yourself saying something. So you have to either avoid it with music and do it or try to cut music down and go around what you said.
Yeah, which that's what I do. Yeah. So if I got a song going and then I talk, then I'm fading the music out. It's going down and then it's coming back up. You know?
Now that might be easier to do in Final Cut Pro. I
Yeah,
don't
it's super easy.
because you can put your little dots and then take those dots and move them wherever you want. Where in iMovie you have to pick a section and slide through it, and then you take it and you bring that down, and then you bring your sides down and that side down. It's a pain in the ass. And then if you don't have the timing right, then you have to do it all over again.
Yeah, and then what about when you go back to watch it and you're like, "Oh, I want to add this little part back in," or "Oh, I don't need that part," and I take it away, and then all your audio adjustments that you made is like that far scooted over, and now you got to redo it all.
Now, it did that when I was using iMovie on my iPad, which for the first 9 months of me doing my channel, I used my iPad for everything. Once I moved to the M1 iMac or the Mac, the music would attach those things attach to what you're doing. So if you alter something before it, like down the line before it,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't
Affect it.
It doesn't affect it. It moves with it.
Yeah.
But with the iPad, and I caught that, and then Pooch was having a problem because he would do a video, and then he would have this talking section,
Byron.
and then it would have music over the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he couldn't understand. I messaged him immediately because I was one of the first ones who saw his video. I says, You're playing loud music over your talking.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, that wasn't the way it was when I was editing it." And then I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. You changed something in the beginning of your video, and what it did is slid your music over top of your talking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah. That's what happens.
Well,
But
Final Cut's not too bad about that, Brian. You'll see what I'm talking about whenever you get going. Unless you're making it is magnetic timeline. So if you're making an adjustment on that very specific clip, you might have to. But if you go back on your timeline, like anytime before you started that song,
Yeah.
it won't affect anything.
Yeah.
If it's before, but if it's in the middle of that song, it's going to affect it.
What do we got in the chat? Oh, we got Byron's in the chat.
Byron.
Well,
oh yeah, Byron.
Back Road Freedom's in it because I was just talking to him, and
Byron had a question, and his question is: there a feature in the video editor that will make me cool like Jess? The answer to that, Byron, 12 Stone Ranch, is no, there is not. Or that come with a new update. Nah, there's no update for that. And Apple at this time does not plan on putting that in any kind of updates or whatever. So I don't know how to help you on that.
No cool like Jess button. You should make that button.
Yeah,
cool like Jess button.
Oh yeah. No one would want that button. You know what I'm saying? I promise you that. Put it on a shirt. Hey, I'm working on my merch store, Brian. And since you're an official member of the Tree Tribe, I'll tell you, I've been working on the merch store, and I'm going to be launching that at the same time too. We got the anniversary coming up, and then the week after, I got the new channel launch and merch store and all that kind of stuff. So it's getting a lot, and I'm just ready to kind of move into year number 2. You know what I'm saying? So Brian, please take the floor.
Take the floor.
Yeah, I'm shutting up now because I set my timer, and my timer went off and told me I had to quit talking. So go ahead.
Funny because I know.
Yeah, go ahead. I set my timer.
I know Justin's watching this, and he's saying he has the same conversation with me.
He's like, yeah, okay, pause, take a time out, breathe.
Somebody else can talk.
Breathe. I know. It's like whenever I'm here, just whenever it's all by myself, you know, no one's in the studio, I gotta like talk the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna, as soon as I'll shut up and let you talk, and then I got to remember to set my timer again. Go ahead.
Do you talk to yourself when you're out on the Sweet 16?
Yeah, all the time.
I bet.
Yeah,
because I do too. I think everybody does.
Yeah, I just work. I work through problems in my mind, and I talk about like video ideas and like things that are going to come up that I'm going to want to say. In my video, and then I work through the problem in my video. And if I know I'm coming to another talking point, so if I've been working for a while, say I've been putting a bunch of metal on the roof, and I haven't took a break to like grab the camera and kind of talk about stuff while I'm putting the metal on the roof, I'll sit there and kind of talk about what I'm going to say. You know what I mean? Yeah, stuff like that. Come up with ideas, and yeah, I'll catch myself speaking out loud, but you know, it's just me and the birds and the universe, and none of those people really care. So I guess, you know, it doesn't bother me. All right, hang on, my timer just went off. Go ahead.
Now that you're finally letting me talk, I don't have anything to say. Awesome Run. Winifred's in the house.
Yeah, she is. She's up late tonight.
Yeah. Maybe she's preparing herself to be on my live at some point.
I don't know. I hope so.
I would love to have her on my live.
All right, Brian. Well, your timer just went off. That was nice. Thanks for your insight on wanting Mama V to be on your live late at night. Actually, if I had a live show, which I do not, you know, I totally have Mama V come on my live. I can promise you that right now.
Yeah.
We be talking about all kinds of fun stuff.
I've asked her in the past, and she said she would try to do it. Maybe she'd be more willing to do it now.
Well, she's trying to edit a video.
She's trying to edit a video.
All right.
I've been holding since September.
She's been holding this. She literally has been holding this video since September.
I know
Okay,
the
I'm telling you, she's been
I
holding
know
it.
the story. I know the story.
She's been holding it in the palm of her hand, just like this. She's like, I've been holding it, guys. Okay, this is a big deal because this is from September. Okay, it's a long time ago. And I've been waiting this whole time to put this video out. So you guys watching right now, whenever she puts that video out, we just got to do a big love raid. You know, Mom V got to do a premiere. We got to throw a little party and everything. And boom, we're going to go back to September of 2022. Here we go.
That's what we did with my garage down.
Here we go, Mama V.
I remember her discussing this, and in the live, I commented. I said, just say in the beginning of your video that it was this summer, but and snow was flying and everything, and
yeah,
let's go look at what we did this summer.
Yeah, and you know, it's just kind of like, hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And Mom V said that she doesn't have very good internet, but she's hoping to get fiber optic. And it's funny that you mentioned that, Mom V, because I just went by the electric company today that gives us our electric out at the Sweet 16, and they're also in charge of fiber optic. So I went by there and saw them today and to see what we had to do about getting fiber optic hooked up to the tiny house, and if it was okay if they lay it underground in the same ditch that I run my electrical line in, because I don't want to have to dig two separate ditches. You know what I'm saying? So they said, yeah, that was fine. So that was cool. I figured all that out. And hopefully by the time I get the tiny house done and it's move-in ready, we'll have water on the land, sewer, and fiber optic. So that's going to be a lot of things happening pretty quick. You know what I'm saying?
Those are the things that make your channel grow.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff going on.
Yeah. And, you know, it makes the whole thing better. I mean, we're going to have bathroom and, you know, running water, and we can start growing plants and gardening. And I want to have like raised beds and stuff like that. It literally changes everything. You know what I'm saying? And maybe whenever I get the tiny house done and I get the tool shed done that I'm connecting to the tiny house and the mechanical room done, it's all 100%. And we got the fiber optic in there hooked up. We can stay in there, take a shower in there, cook dinner in there. Everything's good. Everything's rolling good. We got water up on the hill. Then maybe I could, you know, it's just going to be so much different because the second phase is going to be build the next tiny house, and I'm going to have water and internet, wireless. I'm going to have a septic tank, bathroom. Like, I'm not going to have to build the second one under these treacherous conditions that I'm having to build in now. You know what I mean? I got to bring my own Snicker bar and try to keep it halfway cool in the shade in my truck, in my console, because I don't have a refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? I mean, life is rough. I want to put my Snicker bar in the fridge. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and also you'll be able to like head up there on Friday night, say, and
boom,
you'll be set to stay there all weekend and get your stuff done.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. You know, friends want to come over and, hey, can we stay in the tiny house? Absolutely. I'm going to be working on this house over here if you don't mind me banging around, but you're more than welcome to stay. You know, just stuff like that. Will be that much better for everybody. Could make the world a better place.
Yeah, that'd be a good place for people to come visit you. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to set up hookups for RVs and stuff, or can an RV get in there?
No, RV can't come up the hill. No way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. I mean, there ain't no way RV come up the hill. Like I pulled the tiny little pop-up up the hill with my truck in 4-wheel drive. Yeah. That's a little tiny pop-up. Okay, you can pull a boat up there, but with gravel and spinning, you might have to put it in 4-wheel drive. You might not. Just kind of depends. You kind of also got to get a running start at it. You'll see it when you stop by to visit, I promise. No, RV is going to have to be parked at the bottom.
Are you okay? we're going to 10 Killer. Like,
Mm-hmm.
are you like northeast of it?
No, I'm west. I mean east. I'm east of it. East of it.
I was gonna say, how would you be west?
I'm east of it.
But
Because I'm thinking 10 Killers west of me.
But is it southward?
Yes.
So it's
You just
possible that you might be on the route to going home.
Yeah, I mean we're right off Interstate 40, and
I'd have
I-40.
to look at the map.
I-40 goes, all the way to Memphis and straight on through Nashville and ends up over in where does it end up? Virginia, Kentucky, something like that. I-40, yeah.
Well, that would be cool if I could swing it, if that's what you want. After the meetup, I know that we'll be leaving.
Yeah, it'd be awesome, man.
We'll be leaving.
Make a video
in the morning of the Sunday morning. I'm sure.
That's a good question, Nancy.
Can you do?
Hey, all right, Justin. Yeah, Nancy said, "Can you do wood gutters to catch water from the roof?" Yeah. Possum Run Homestead said, "Ugh, listen to my video clip outside. My editing program is fine. Break it in, and it's all scratchy. This video is gonna drive me nuts." Okay, Nancy, that's a cool question. I really like that question, and let me tell you why. Because most people would never ask that question. The question here is, are you going to put gutters up to catch water from the roof? That's the question. But did you notice that, Brian? She said wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a unique question. And that sticks out to me because I love wood gutters. Have you ever seen wood gutters, Brian?
The old style wood gutters, yeah.
So I actually
from the turn of the century.
I actually have considered building wooden gutters, but there's like a hack. You can build the wooden gutters, and who's leaving?
Justin.
All right, see you, Justin. I think he probably already left, but thank you for coming on, bro. If you haven't,
he's actually on mute on my thing. He's
okay.
Kind of with me, but he's in the live.
Anyways, you can make wooden gutters, and you can line the gutter with a metal gutter on the inside, right? But you can also spray Rhino liner on that.
Yeah.
Or the waterproof Reflect Seal. And so I've thought about doing that because on the tiny house with that rusty metal roof, wooden gutters would look amazing, wouldn't it? Look awesome, dude. But that's a whole nother step of trying to have to build stuff.
Now, would you try to make them U-shaped like they did?
No, I would just make them
square.
I would just make them like flat against the fascia, and then it'd be like a 5 or 6 inch wide gutter, and it'd have like about a 3 or 4 inch bottom, and then it would flare out, just like that. But then, it would be super cool to do that. I'm not gonna lie. I've been thinking about some cool ideas, things to do, but still got to wrestle with the whole interior of it and do all that too. Even when I get down on the outside, man, I still got to just plug away on the inside. It's going to take a while.
I don't even know if I'm going to put gutters on my house. I should, but there hasn't been gutters on my house in a long time. The roof, I didn't put it in the video with garage down, but the whole point of the video was that we wanted to put a new roof on my house.
Right.
And the garage had to go in order to do that.
Right.
So the new roof is already on my house. In fact, it was on long before I even put the video out.
But Nancy, thanks for your question. I can do wood gutters. Don't know if I will. I might just do metal gutters. Hang on. She's got V-shaped ones from sawmill wood. Grandpa had a diesel engine powered one he built. So he built the sawmill with the diesel engine or powered it. That's super cool. people are very ingenuitive, Brian, throughout the years of just doing stuff. But I do like the idea of, I'm not going to lie, I like the idea of the wooden gutters. And I mean, if you coated the whole inside with that Flex Seal, it's going to last for a long time. It is.
I would use the Rhino liner, or
Right.
Raptor actually is a really good brand that I've been.
I wonder how it sticks to wood. I bet if you primed it with Kills All Weather Primer first and then put that stuff on there, dude, it probably ain't going nowhere.
No.
I think you'll get it would depend if you wrapped the Rhino liner around the top lip, but then just left the front of it, the wood, the pretty wood, but you wrapped it around the front, it would keep the top of that open end on your cut from getting wet over time and rotting out right there. You know what I'm saying?
I'd put a drip edge on it actually.
Drip edge would be an awesome idea, actually. Yeah.
If you do you have any metal bender?
No,
but what are those called?
A brake.
A brake.
Yeah, but a drip edge. They make a the drip edge that you put under your shingle at the front of your house.
Mm-hmm.
They make that in dark brown, and you could put the big flat part on the inside of the gutter that no one would see, and all you would see is that one little half-inch with the little kick up on top of that gutter. And then you could even spray paint that black if you wanted to, if you didn't really want it to show. Oh, you should see what I just been doing on the video, dude.
You could also tar that.
Yeah, you could. You could tar it. You could totally tar it and just let it sit in the sunshine, for a few days, and then that's it.
Although tar breaks down, it would break down. I mean, that was the issue we had with this roof, is the gutters were split, so we would tar it all the time until
you just can't tar it no more.
Until we got to the point where, okay, we have to make a decision. Are we keeping the garage or we're not keeping the garage? Because this house needs to be sided too. I mean, I didn't want to show that in my video, but let's be real. I mean, my house needs siding.
Yeah.
And that was the holdup, because we didn't know what we were doing with that end of the house. Right. And I had the whole house had aluminum siding, and it was ugly, but it was clean cut. It was complete. But then I started tearing it off to do this project or that project or whatever. And then by the time I got done with it, my house looked beat up.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can get to it and just put the siding on the whole house. I have a couple of windows to replace, and that should be good.
Awesome. Man, let's get off of here. I'm tired. I was only going to do till 10, and I went a little bit late.
Yeah.
10:18. But, man, if you got questions and you want to jump on, a StreamYard or something, or Zoom and not go live, where we can share screen, I'll help you out with any of that editing stuff you want to know. We can sit down. I'll be editing tomorrow and Wednesday full blown in the evening time. So just holler at me anytime.
Yeah, probably Tuesday.
Okay.
Although Justin, yeah. And I need to watch some videos so that I come in with some questions too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And Nancy, good talking to you. Thank you for coming on here, Mama B and Justin and everybody that joined us tonight. And if you're watching on the replay too, thanks for watching, man. And we were just kind of hanging out, talking about video editing and talking about tiny houses and things I'm doing on the new premiere video that I'm going to be airing this week, March 11th at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I hope you guys are there. So this is going to be the end of the video.
March 11th?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to put it out on your date.
No, my date's on the 7th, which is tomorrow. And so I like doing premieres on Saturday. So I'm just going to hold off until Saturday. And also, coincidentally, that's also my birthday, March 11th. So it just all kind of went together. You know what I mean? And I didn't really want to spring it on a Tuesday night, because all the other premieres that I've done, I've done them on Saturday, and I mean the latest ones. You know what I mean? I've done them on Saturday at 8 o'clock, and then I promoted it throughout the week, and then it led up to it. And I just want to kind of keep it the same way. Yeah, Byron, have a good night, man. It's good seeing you again, man. Can't wait to see you at the meetup. But guys, but Brian, thanks for being on here. And guys, like I said, if you're watching on the replay, thank you for watching on the replay. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know you were here. And if you got any questions about editing or anything, just send me an email and I'll do the best that I can to help you. And I really appreciate it. So that's going to be it. Unless you got something else to say, Brian.
Yeah, let's go private for a second because I wanted to say some things to you.
Okay. I'll end this broadcast and we'll catch y'all later. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.